Hey, this is S1K Power Culp channel. Today I will be talking a bit about the annoying things of the new S1000RR. Since all of you know it's an amazing bike and every reporter says it is an amazing bike, which it really is, I thought I would go through some of the few things that are not so great when it comes to this bike. I'm sure the worst things will be sorted out in time by BMW. And let's start with the worst thing. The worst thing is that if you're in the middle of the rev range in lower gears, particularly second or third gear, you crack the throttle open and the butterflies will start to open slowly. In fact, if you're in second gear and you do this at like 8,000 RPM, you can really, if you're into bikes and have a bit experience in riding, you will notice that you can actually feel that the butterflies will not be fully open until you, or even after you hit red line. So you never actually hit full power. As the older one, if you do this, it really hits you like a sledgehammer. This one do not. But the interesting part, if you go very slowly, I've seen a lot of people on the internet say this is a mid-range throttle issue. It's really not. I've figured this is the European model, so I can't talk for the US guys, but this is really a throttle input issue no matter where you are in the rev range. So if you go slow on the throttle, you can feel the butterflies open, you can feel the bike starts to pull, and if you follow on with more throttle, you can feel the butterflies open more and it pulls, and you give it more and more and it goes like stink. You can feel it pulls quite a bit harder than the old one before it in the end power wheelies hard in, let's say, second gear. Now if you crack the throttle open, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, doesn't matter, second gear, this bike will not power wheelie. So it's quite the opposite of what you expect. You have to go slow on the throttle and able to make the butterflies open fully, because the faster you go on the throttle, they actually will open slowly. Quite weird. I don't think this will be an issue on the track, because then you're generally soft on the throttle anyways, and I've also done a little bit of testing out of turns. It seems that in the software there is something that when the bike is heeled over and you give it some gas and you pick the bike up, it will the effect will be not so hard. So it's very easy for this bike to like wheelie when you get up over the center line between, let's say, a left and right turn. Another annoying thing, I haven't found a place where you can easily see the coolant level on this bike. The other ones have a see-through hole. Quite annoying actually. If you start the bike, you're on the main screen. I know it's low on fuel, so I give you a tip here. Cross on the left side, that means roll the wheel to the left and the message will go. Okay, you decide you don't want the core screen of BMW, so you go out of that and you pick your favorite sports screen. Let's say it's this. You come on to the filling station, you stop your bike, you want to resume your ride, and you key on and you expect to find your desired rev counter, but you do not, so you have to go out again and you have to select it again. Another thing about remark on the rev counter is that they made it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like you see the intervals are 1, but on the last interval, which is the same space, there is 2,000 RPM. So that means that this bike, if you're kind of like used to racing traditional bikes, it's easy to short shift, because the rev counter will start moving at half the speed in the end. BMW obviously did this on purpose, because in the end you have a lot of power and the real RPM increase faster, so they did this to give you a little bit of extra time. I also found that perhaps they did the last screen on purpose, because then you have 14, 15. You don't have this issue in the same way. So over to the seat. I know BMW wanted to make a sports seat, but this went all too far. I'm sure there it also, or I'm pretty confident that titanium is softer than this seat. I'm not joking. I've done like 500 kilometers in one day, and I will try not to do that again because it's so hard. It's all out race bike. In fact it's even harder than some race bike seat. No joke. So I'll probably get another seat from the red bike to use for the street, and use this seat for racing, because the seat, other than it's too hard, it's very grippy and it's very nice, very fun. Don't get me wrong, this is the best bike ever, but it's not flawless. It's kind of like not complete all the way. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and I will try to post up some new cool stuff soon. Okay, goodbye.